I I do this amazing presentation today. So I want to talk to you guys about your new business. Oh my goodness. First of all, my name is Daniela. I am a bronze director out here in San Antonio, Texas, and I've been in the company for, oh, it says golden because I took this presentation from somebody else. But I am a bronze director working on my golden director this month. And I live in San Antonio, Texas. I have been with pharmacy for about a year and a half. Very, very happy to be here. I am learning so many good things about myself, and I hope you can enjoy your ride on here too. First of all, I want to welcome you. Welcome to this amazing opportunity, to this outstanding company that is going to take you all around the world. It's going to take you traveling, and it's also going to give you the opportunity to build an amazing friendship all around the world because we are a global business. And we are going to be learning a little bit more about what's going on with our company today. But the very first thing is, of course, is welcoming you to not only the company but also to our organization, the Revolution. This is the number one team in the United States. We are currently the only team with a director, um, to reach that rank super fast, and I'll talk about the ranks in a moment. But I'm very proud to be part of this team, and we currently have two other bosses in our chat, in our group, and we have a third one working the rank this month that I'm so sure that she's gonna reach it. So let me just let you know that you have landed in the absolute best team that you could think of. Today you didn't just start a business, you made a decision. Okay, the decision to believe in yourself, because this business is just not about selling products, it's about building something so much greater. You're going to start building your freedom. You're going to have a lot of growth, and you're going to start building a community. And we're here to teach you everything that you need. We're here to give you all the tools and all the trainings that's going to take you to your next level and help you build the life that you truly deserve. Now, the industry we're in, it's a multi-level marketing. It's one of the best, actually the best industries out there that is making people millionaires. And when I tell you mostly women are part of this industry, I kid you not. The majority in our team are women. We do have, of course, our manpower in the building, and I'm very proud to see a lot of men thriving in this business. But the network marketing, it's an industry that has created millions of entrepreneurs worldwide. Okay, it's not just in one place, it's not just in the United States. It is a system that helps you build your dream life from your phone. It allows anyone to build a business. Why? Because you don't need a storefront, you don't need employees, you don't need a large investment. The most powerful thing about this industry, it's something that very few people have, and that is the residual income. If we compare just a regular business, let's just say a restaurant, you have to have, of course, a big chunk of money to start your restaurant, to open up your restaurant, to buy, all the different things that you're going to need, the food, to hire employees. And then you just never know if it's going to happen, if it's going to work. Of course, you got to believe in yourself, and in the, in the idea that you have in you, that your business is going to be successful. But that's not always the case. However, with the residual income, I am going to talk a little bit more about what it is. But this residual income only comes in this type of industries. Okay, that is the residual income is the income that comes even when you're asleep. So basically, it's when you create a big community of leaders that are also working for their checks, and those checks are building into yours. So you start getting commissions, and that residual income will come to you even when you're not working, even when you're asleep, even when you're at the beach, even when you're celebrating at a birthday party. You will still get the residual income from that big team that you're building. Okay, that's one of the magics of this type of business. Now in our industry, or in this business, there are two ways to make money, and I also like to add that we have a third way. It's by getting gifts, but let's just focus on these two. Okay, in pharmacy, yes, there are 10 ways to earn money, but basically we have two very strong bases. The very first one is with direct sales. You buy products at a discounted price, you sell them at the catalog price, and you generate immediate profit of 30 to 50%. If mostly worldwide, if you're here in the United States, it's going to be 50%. This is what it's called active income. It's happening right then and there, and it's only based upon your performance. Okay, however much money you sell, that's however much money you're going to get in commissions. All right. We also have the residual part, which is my very favorite one. The company pays us on the volume of your organization, what they generate, what they sell, how many people they sign up. Meaning, when you refer people to sell their products, you also earn money on that volume. Okay. And again, this is the residual income, the income that we generate even when we're not working, when our team is working. Now we have our very beautiful um, charts. And as of right now, since you're starting, you're very new, this is the ones that we need to focus on. Okay, we need to, all of our products have different points, and we'll talk about points right now. But the points that you sell or you buy, plus the points that your team generates, then you combine those together, and that's going to get you to different percentages within this compensation plan. Okay, and I'll show you what you need to get to each of those percentages. But basically, this is what you need to know. And I ask everybody that they either take a screenshot and put it as their background on their phone, or have it just close by so that you can always refer to it in case you need it. And this is very important when you're making sales or when you're buying for yourself, because I've seen so many people miss out on different percentages because of 1 point. I've seen people make purchases or be at the end of the month with 199 points instead of the 200, and that means they're not part of that 3%. Or can you imagine getting to 2,199 points, and you're missing out on the 18% versus the 15% because you didn't look at your points and you didn't know that you needed one more point to get to that 18%. So it's very, very important that you all have access to this chart. And of course, if you're working towards the higher rank, then you also need to know how many directors you need, how many title points you need. Of course, that's going to come in at a later time, but it's very important that you keep this chart very, very handy. Okay, now, how do the points work? What is it about the points? What's going on? What do you mean I have to make points? How do you make points? In pharmacy, 1 point equals $1.10. Okay. Now, how do you calculate the points? It's basically the price that you're paying by 1.10. Okay. For example, on our basic kit, to start up our business, we pay, or they pay, $149, and that gives us 135 points. Okay, make sure that you're making your additions correctly, because I've seen this is a new thing going on. They recently changed the amount of points versus the dollar. Before it was $1 for a point, now it's different. So you got to make sure that you're looking at this before you make your payment, because if you were used to $125, meaning 125 points, that changed, and you need to add a little more in order to reach the 125 points that you need each month to be active in your business. Okay. Now, the key business rule that we all need to know is in order to collect commissions and bonuses, you must be a qualified BI with a minimum of 125 personal points. Okay. How do you get your personal points, guys? You get it from your personal purchases, like your personal consumptions. If you're buying products for yourself, of course, we all buy our products at 50% discount. So that is counted towards our personal volume. Also, when you make sales through your online website, okay, only through your online website. Um, if you make sales through there, if you share your link to somebody and they go in and they buy their products and all that things, you're gonna get your commissions, and then you're also gonna get the amount of points. Now let's be very, very clear, guys. Whenever we make a sale on our website, let's just pretend that you made $100 sale. Okay, somebody just bought off $100 worth of products on client price. Okay, we get $50 commission, and this is how I always remember things. And we only get 50 points off of that sale. Basically, you're getting the number of points of the same amount of commission. Okay, so you're not getting 100 points off of that $100 sale. You're getting however many points from the commission that you're getting. Okay, I don't know if that's confusing or it's helpful, but that's just how I remember, because sometimes we feel like, oh, I'm just gonna make somebody buy. I'm just gonna make a sale for $150 and I should be okay. And then we go in our back office and it looks like we're not even close to 100 points on our personal volume, and it's because we are not getting the full 150 points. We're only getting half. Okay, so let's make sure to remember that and to make as many sales as you can, guys. That's also going to give us that 50% commission. So we always want to move up in our sales. Okay, if you have 125 active personal points, you can collect the residual income. Okay. Now, also, if you don't have 125 points, which it shouldn't, okay, this is your business, guys. We have to act as the CEO of our business, and the only way to do it is to make sure to make sales. If you don't have money, because I understand, you're starting a new business, and the reason that you're starting this new business to get money. This is not a business to be broke, guys. This is a business to get rich. So make sure you're activating with sales. Every month, you have to move the products and make sales so that you can be active with 125 points. If you haven't reached it, you will still get your online commission. Okay, you are just not able to get your commissions paid out to you unless you reach 125 points. So be very careful with that. Okay, guys, how do we reach 3%, which is our very, very first step in our charts? The requirement for that is to have 200 group volume. Okay, very, very easy. That is the easiest one we can get. I'm sorry, guys, my son is playing with fire right now. Here, let me go. Okay, ya, con esto está bien. Una sola, una sola. Ya, okay. Sorry, guys. So how do we reach 3%? We only need 200 points to reach 3%. And if you're just starting this business this month, you're probably at 125 points because or 135 points if you bought one of our startup kits, and then you basically just need the remaining. How do you reach that 3%? By signing up to people with 125 points each. That will give you an approximate total of 375 points. If you do that, you're super close to the 6%. So you better not stay in 3%. Okay. Let me go back to that chart. That chart is going to give you all the points. And I want you to focus on the very first levels. 3% is 200 points. 6% is 400 points. 9% is 600 points. Okay. And again, how do you reach 3% this month if you started last month? with 125 points, personal points for yourself. So let's make sure to be making sales for about $150 worth of products or more. And then you can register two people on your team with 125 points each. That's going to get you to that 3% and super, super close to that 6%. How do you get to 6%? The requirement is 400 points. So once you become active with 125 and you sign up three people with one of our starting kits, it's going to give you approximately close to 500 points, and you're super close to 9%. Remember, 9% is 600 points. You're only 100 points away. So guys, make sure to always push for more, okay? How to reach 9%? 600 points is what you need. And here's how you can do it. You sign up. You of course you have to be active with 125 points. You sign up three people, okay? And then you have two of your people sign up at least two people. That's going to give you approximately 750 points. That's going to be over the 600 points. So you're already at 9%. How to reach 12%, which is our next one. You need 900 points. Okay. And the beauty about this is that you're not doing this by yourself, you're doing it with your team. So as long as you know exactly what it takes and what each of your team will do to help you get there, this is going to be so much easier. So you activate with your 125 points monthly. You sign up at least three people. Okay. And then each of them sign up each person at 125 points, at least two of them, or if it's three, that's even better. That's going to give you already 1,000 points, guys. Okay, here is where your business starts to have structure. And it's very important that you're not only signing people up, that you're showing them how to get to different percentages. Okay, that you're building them to be successful and leaders in this industry as well. Because as they grow, you will grow. Their points will add to your points. So you will start going to different percentages as long as they know what they're doing. Okay, even if you are not 100% sure what's going on, or you're not a director right now, it's okay. We all have a structure here that works for everybody. So if you have at least one person in your team and that person is brand new, that person needs to be here with you learning about how to reach these percentages. Okay. And if you have a person and they're not here, make sure that they're seeing the recording of this call. It is super important that we use whatever tools we have available for our team to grow. Okay. Now, how is a director built? That's our very first rank of our residual income part. How is a director built? To reach the director rank, we need 5,000 group volume points. And the most important thing is to develop leaders. And I can't say this enough. I just got off a call with my team in Spanish, and I was just talking about how our business can explode when we develop leaders. Okay, this is not about you being the best one out there. Yes, you have to be your best version. Of course, you have to be better than yesterday, but you also have to make sure that everybody that's signing up with you is getting the best education, it's getting the best example, it's growing up to be a great leader, because that's the only way your team will grow. Okay. Next, how I'm breaking it down to how you can reach your rank of director with a team. Okay. You don't need to have 20,000 people in your team to reach director, which is amazing, because I come from a different company where to reach a certain or an important rank, you had to have rather a large group. Here, you can do it with five people as long as they know exactly what's going on and as long as you're developing the right leadership with them. Okay. So if you have five people and they have people under them, and then they have people under them, look at this. Let's just focus on one. Let's focus on leader A. Your leader A will get to 900 points, which is 12%. She has or he has 125 points, personal points. And then he's bringing three people with different points, 250, 250, and 275 personal volume. Okay. And then they're bringing new business partners as well. So with this one person that you brought, you already have 9 people under this leadership. Okay. And then they are working to get to that percentage. This one's already at 3. These two are already at 3. This one's already at 6. And so all of those points are going to add up to 900 points, which will put your leader A at 12%. Same happens with all of them when they start growing their teams. Okay. This one only signed up 2 people with 150 points and 125 points. And then this one person signed up 2 people under them. And so if you add all of these points, 900 plus 900 plus 600 plus 600 plus 400 plus your 125 points, that will get you your 5,000 points that you need to be a director. And guess what? You're already building 5 new leaders over here. As soon as they become directors, you go on to the next rank. You see the importance of building directors and building leaders in our team and not just becoming a good leader ourselves. We have to become leaders that inspire other leaders, okay? Now, the perfect visual to explain the residual income is you sell, you earn money. You and 5 people sell, you also earn money. You plus 5 plus 25 plus 125 people selling, not just your direct line, everybody in your team, then you start earning the residual income. Okay. And if you haven't seen Daniela's Marmaria's story, she just posted a story last night, and it's only the 9th day of the month, and she is already at about $20,000 in residual income. Okay. And that is where the magic happens, where we're having thousands and thousands of dollars in our office just from residual income. Residual means your work multiplies for other people. Okay. And then, guys, we have such an exponential growth. I'm sorry, my light just turned off on me. Just turn it back on. If I bring 5 people and those 5 people each bring 5 people, that's going to be already 25 people. By next month, those 25 people each bring 5 people. That's already going to be a team of 125 people. And then they start bringing 5 people each, 625. And then by month 3, those 625 people each bring 5 more people. You're going to have a team of 3,125 people working. Can you imagine the residual income that we can get from 3,125 people working in our organization? This is why this business can grow so fast, because the growth is completely exponential. Now, the business wheel, don't go crazy. Everything's there for us. How does it work? You invite people to the business. We already do the presentation for you if you're not ready. If you are, then go ahead and do it. Okay. But if you're not, if you don't feel 100% ready for it, please invite them to our presentations. We have one going on tomorrow. If you signed up yesterday or you signed up today, make sure that you're inviting people to our call tomorrow so they can hear about how we are doing in this business, how this business can work for them. And even yourself, you need to be logging on to that call so you can learn to present the opportunity as well. Then after the presentation, we reach out to them, we close out, we make sure they pay, and then we start training them. Okay. How do you start training somebody if you're brand new? With the business wheel that we already have in the system. We already have all these training calls. Okay. We already have this onboarding call that you can take advantage of. It happens every week. So anybody that you're signing up that's brand new, you're going to tell them to log on to our next onboarding call on Tuesday. Okay. And then what do? You duplicate. You start all over again. You start inviting people, you present the opportunity, you close them out, you train them, and then you start over again. It's the perfect business wheel. We don't need to invent anything else. We don't need to add anything else to it. While this wheel keeps turning, your business will continue to grow. Okay? Now, I will give you a little bit of homework today. And the first one is for you to take a screenshot of our first steps. This is what we need to do moving forward. Okay. And as of right now, or as soon as you get your products, I'm not sure if you already have them, but as soon as you get your products, you start using it, because first you need to know how they taste, what they look like, how they feel on yourself, how it works on you, how it makes you feel, so that you can start recommending it. Okay, which is going to be step number 2. You start recommending the products. If you put on a lipstick and you love how it is, how it tastes, well, not how it tastes, but how it feels on your mouth, on your lips, then you will go on Instagram or Facebook, or you go outside to the cafe, wherever you need to go to start recommending these products. Guys, let me tell you something very, very from the bottom of my heart. Your business will not grow if you stay sitting at your house listening to calls all day. Okay? This is very important that you understand. The business does not grow in your walls. It does not grow on the tree outside of your house. You need to train. Yes, you need to get on trainings and learn and write down what you need to write down, but you also need to go out there and hustle. Okay? You need to go out there and find your right person, your right associate, your right client. You cannot stay home all day long and wait for people to come to you to buy your products, because it's not going to happen. I'm sorry, but it's not going to happen. And then you're going to say, oh, this business is not for me. Well, did you go out and find your ideal client? I'm sure you didn't. So let's make sure that we're understanding everything so far. And then step number 3 is decide which products to focus on. You don't have to do all of them. You don't have to know all of them. You don't have to know the ingredients in all of them. You pick one. Okay. I personally started with the coffee. I love the coffee. And I'm a coffee person, but our coffee does not leave that aftermath taste in your mouth. And that's what I focused on at the beginning. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what chicory was. I didn't know how it worked on me. I didn't know that it was going to send me to the bathroom. I didn't know anything of the benefits. But I said, you know what? I'm working with this company and it's offering this amazing coffee. And I know that it has less caffeine, which doesn't make me jumpy. And I started using it today, and I just love the flavor. I will keep you posted on what it's doing for me. Then a week later, I come on and I say, you know what? I have never been happier about a coffee in my life. This not only does not leave the aftertaste of the coffee in my mouth, it also helps me go to the bathroom, and it doesn't make me jumpy. If you are having issues with, going to the bathroom, this is the coffee that you need. And guess what? People start asking you questions about the products. Okay? So focus on one product depending on your activities or where you go during the week, and talk to people around you about them. Invite them to try it, and always, always, always share the opportunity. They have not only to get 50% off, but also start generating income from it. Guys, that's major. You don't know who out there is needing an opportunity like this. Make sure to talk about it, okay? You also need to make your list of of at least 50 people today. Please make yourself a promise that you're not going to go to sleep without making that list. And you need to invite at least 10 people to our call tomorrow. I need to make sure that I'm seeing 100 people on that opportunity call tomorrow, because each one of you is inviting at least 10 people to that opportunity call tomorrow. Okay? And then connect with prospects to the presentation, which again, it's going to happen tomorrow. And again, just duplicate. That's all you need to do. We have every resource and tool that you need to grow and to be successful. Make sure to use it to your advantage. Let's see. Okay. Your task this week. Another screenshot, please. Today, I already asked you, you need to make a list of at least 50 people that you want to present this opportunity to, or that you want to have them try the products. You need to invite 10 people to tomorrow's call. Or bring at least 5 of them to tomorrow's call. and you need to close this week with your first business partner. Okay, so make sure that you're doing everything in your power to close out your business partner this week. Let me tell you something, guys. Directors are not the only ones that knows the most. They are the ones that believe more, invite more, develop more leaders, and train themselves to be better every day. Okay, and let me give you an additional piece of advice. As a director myself, make sure that you're listening to podcasts instead of, listening to things that are not good for you. And I have an 8-year-old, and I always tell him the same thing. If he's watching TV, I make sure that he's watching something that's going to teach him something, not just kids playing with toys. I ask you to do the same. Okay. If you're going to be on YouTube, if you're going to be, out on the road, make sure that you're listening carefully to, something that's going to build your character to be better. That's going to make you be a better leader. That's going to make you be a better person, speaking better or acting differently. Make sure that you're always looking for tools to be better. Okay. The business rewards the people who persist. This is going to be the business of no's. A lot of people are going to say no, and that is okay. The more no's you get, the faster you'll get to the first yes. Okay? And they might not even be saying no to you, they might be saying no to the time. That's usually what happens. They're not ready just yet. They're waiting to see how you do in this business so they can jump on the gun because you're not as um I have the word in Spanish, but they're not as ready as you were, maybe. So let's not judge anybody out there. Let's make sure we talk about it. Let's make sure to talk about your process and make sure that people are seeing the way you are evolving into the best person out there. Maybe your business starts with 125 points, but what you're really starting to build is your freedom to go anywhere where you want to go, to be present for your kids if that is your goal, to be flying around the world if that is your goal, to choose whenever you want to work with whoever you want to work. Now, your financial freedom, your time freedom, your freedom to choose the life that you want, that is exactly what you're building here. And in the revolution, we're going to build it together because we have all the right tools and, again, all the resources that you may need. Okay. So today's story begins, and there's no limit to what a woman can build or a man can build when they decide to believe in yourself. I believe in myself, and I believe in each and every one of you here because we all start with the same fear of, I'm not sure what I'm doing. I don't know if this is going to be for me. But trust me, in the process, you start finding a new person, and that's also a gain and a win. With that, that's all for me. I hope that I was able to bring some clarity to you. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask on the chat. I will see you guys tomorrow on our opportunity call. Thank you so much for joining tonight.